Have you ever wished for a magic spell that could change your life? Well, what if I told you there's a simple phrase that can unlock a world of abundance? It's not magic, but it's pretty close. This phrase, taught by the spiritual teacher Neville Goddard, has the power to transform your reality because it taps into a deep spiritual law that shapes our world. Imagine being able to speak your dreams into existence. That's what this phrase can do for you. It's not about waving a wand or finding a genie in a bottle. It's about using the power of your own mind and words to create the life you've always wanted. This isn't just positive thinking or wishful dreaming. It's a practical tool that has helped countless people change their lives for the better. But here's the thing. This phrase isn't just about getting more stuff. It's about creating a life of true abundance, a life filled with joy, love, success, and fulfillment. It's about becoming the person you've always wanted to be and living the life you've always dreamed of. And the best part? It's something anyone can do regardless of where they're starting from. Now you might be wondering, what's so special about this phrase? How can words have such a big impact? Well, that's what we're going to explore today. This phrase is like a key that unlocks the door to your full potential. It's based on the idea that our thoughts and words have a direct impact on our reality. Think about it this way. Everything you see around you, your home, your job, your relationships, all started as a thought in someone's mind. Someone had to imagine it before it could become real. This phrase works in the same way. It helps you harness the power of your imagination to create real changes in your life. But it's not just about saying the words, it's about feeling them, believing them, and living them. That's where the real power comes from. When you use this phrase correctly, you're not just speaking words. You're sending a powerful message to the universe about what you want to create in your life. Here's why this matters so much. If you don't learn to use this phrase and the principle behind it, you might be missing out on so much abundance in your life. It's like having a superpower, but never learning how to use it. You could be walking right past opportunities for joy, success, and fulfillment without even realizing it. Many people go through life feeling stuck, always wishing for something better, but never knowing how to make it happen. They might work hard, set goals, and try to think positively, but still feel like they're not getting anywhere. That's because they're missing this crucial piece of the puzzle. But don't worry if that sounds like you. The good news is that once you understand this phrase and how to use it, you can start making changes right away. It doesn't matter where you're starting from or what your current situation is. This principle can work for anyone who's willing to give it a try and put in the effort to use it correctly. So what is this powerful phrase? It's insert Neville Goddard's phrase here. Now, at first glance, this might not seem like much. You might be thinking, how can these simple words make such a big difference? But trust me, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. This phrase is like a key that unlocks a whole new way of thinking and living. It's based on Neville Goddard's teachings about the law of attraction and the power of imagination. Goddard believed that our imagination is the creative force in our lives, and that by using it in a specific way, we can shape our reality. When you use this phrase, you're not just saying words. You're making a powerful statement to yourself and to the universe. You're declaring your intentions and aligning yourself with the abundance you want to attract. It's like sending out a signal that says, this is what I want, and I'm ready to receive it. But it's not just about what you say. It's about how you say it and how you feel when you say it. That's where the real power comes from. When you use this phrase with true feeling and belief, you're creating a vibration that matches what you want to attract. It's like tuning a radio to the right frequency to pick up the station you want to hear. To really grasp how this phrase works, we need to dive a bit deeper into the spiritual principle behind it. At its core, this principle is based on the idea that everything in the universe is energy, including our thoughts and feelings. And energy of a certain frequency attracts more energy of that same frequency. Think of it like this. Have you ever noticed how, when you're in a bad mood, more annoying things seem to happen, or how when you're feeling really good, more good things come your way? That's this principle in action. Your thoughts and feelings are sending out a signal, and the universe is responding in kind. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Goddard taught that our imagination is the most powerful tool we have for shaping this energy. When we vividly imagine something and feel it as if it's already real, we're creating a powerful, energetic blueprint. And the universe responds to that blueprint by bringing it into physical reality. This phrase is designed to help you tap into that power. It's a way of focusing your imagination and your energy on what you want to create. By using it regularly and with feeling, you're essentially programming your subconscious mind to align with your desires. And when your subconscious mind is on board, amazing things can start to happen. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, this all sounds a bit woo-woo. Where's the proof? Well, interestingly enough, modern science is starting to catch up with what spiritual teachers like Goddard have been saying for years. Quantum physics has shown us that at the most fundamental level, everything is energy and everything is connected. Our thoughts and intentions can actually influence the world around us in measurable ways. It's not magic, it's science. Neuroscience is also backing this up. Studies have shown that our brains can't really tell the difference between something we're vividly imagining and something that's actually happening. That's why visualization techniques are so powerful. They're literally rewiring our brains to support our goals. And let's not forget about the power of belief. The placebo effect is a well-documented phenomenon where people experience real physical changes just because they believe something will work. This shows us just how powerful our minds can be in shaping our reality. So when you use this phrase, you're not just engaging in wishful thinking. You're tapping into some very real and powerful forces. You're aligning your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with what you want to create. And that's when the magic, or should I say the science, starts to happen. Now that we understand the principle behind this phrase, let's talk about how to use it effectively. Because just saying the words isn't enough. It's how you use them that makes all the difference. First, it's important to say the phrase with feeling. Really try to embody the emotion of already having what you desire. If you're using the phrase to attract abundance, feel the joy and gratitude of being abundant. If you're using it for a specific goal, feel the satisfaction and excitement of having achieved that goal. Second, use the phrase regularly. Make it a part of your daily routine. You could say it first thing in the morning to set the tone for your day, or last thing at night to program your subconscious mind while you sleep. The key is consistency. The more you use it, the more powerful it becomes. Third, combine the phrase with visualization. As you say the words, create a vivid mental picture of what you're trying to attract. Use all your senses. What do you see, hear, feel, smell, or taste in this vision of your desired reality? The more real you can make it in your mind, the more powerful the effect will be. Fourth, align your actions with the phrase. It's not enough to just say the words. You need to live as if they're already true. What would you do differently if you already had the abundance or success you're seeking? Start taking those actions now, even in small ways. Finally, trust the process. This isn't about forcing things to happen through sheer willpower. It's about aligning yourself with the natural flow of abundance in the universe. So say your phrase, do your part, and then let go and trust that things will unfold in the perfect way and time. As powerful as this phrase can be, there are some common mistakes that people make when trying to use it. Let's talk about these so you can avoid them and get the best results. One big mistake is using the phrase with doubt or skepticism. If you're saying the words but thinking, "This will never work," or "Who am I kidding?" you're sending mixed signals to the universe. Remember, it's not just about the words, it's about the feeling behind them. If you can't fully believe it yet, start with something smaller that feels more achievable. Another mistake is getting too attached to specific outcomes. While it's good to have a clear vision of what you want, being too rigid can actually block the flow of abundance. Sometimes the universe has even better plans for us than we can imagine. So use your phrase to set your intention, but stay open to how it might manifest. Some people also make the mistake of using the phrase to try to control others or manipulate situations. This goes against the spirit of abundance and can backfire. Focus on your own growth and what you can create in your own life, not on trying to change others. Finally, a common error is giving up too soon. Remember, you're working with energy and creating new patterns in your life. This takes time. Don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Keep using your phrase consistently and trust that changes are happening, even if you can't see them yet. Now, you might be wondering, does this really work? Well, let me share a few real-life success stories from people who have used this phrase and the principles behind it. There's Sarah, who had been struggling financially for years. She started using the phrase daily, really feeling the abundance she wanted to create. Within a few months, she got a promotion at work and also started a successful side business. But more than that, she noticed her whole attitude towards money had changed. She felt more confident and abundant, which led her to make better financial decisions. Then there's Michael, who had always dreamed of traveling the world but never thought he could afford it. He started using the phrase, visualizing himself in all the places he wanted to visit. Suddenly, opportunities started popping up. A friend offered him a place to stay in Europe, he won a contest for a free flight, and he even got a job offer that involved international travel. It was like the universe conspired to make his dream come true. And let's not forget about Lisa, who had been single for years and was losing hope of finding a partner. She started using the phrase to focus on feeling loved and in a happy relationship. She noticed she started feeling more confident and happy on her own, and soon after, she met someone who was everything she had been hoping for. These stories show that this phrase can work for all areas of life: finances, career, relationships, personal growth, and more. The key is to use it consistently and with real feeling, and to stay open to how your desires might manifest. So now that you understand the power of this phrase and how it works, how can you start integrating it into your life? Here are some practical tips to help you make the most of this powerful tool. First, choose a specific time each day to use your phrase. It could be right after you wake up, during your lunch break, or before you go to bed. Having a set time helps you build a consistent habit. Next, create a little ritual around it. Maybe light a candle, take a few deep breaths, or do some light stretching before you say your phrase. This helps signal to your mind that it's time to focus and can make the practice more powerful. Try writing your phrase down as well as saying it out loud. There's something powerful about putting pen to paper that can help reinforce your intentions. You can also try combining your phrase with other spiritual or personal growth practices. For example, you could say it during meditation, while doing yoga, or as part of a gratitude practice. Don't be afraid to adjust your phrase as needed. As you grow and your goals change, your phrase might need to evolve too. Listen to your intuition and use what feels right for you. Remember, this isn't about perfection. Some days you might forget, or you might not feel it as strongly. That's okay. Just keep coming back to it. Consistency over time is what creates real change. Finally, pay attention to the little signs and synchronicities that start showing up in your life. Often, the universe responds to our intentions in subtle ways at first. Noticing and appreciating these small changes can help build your faith in the process and attract even bigger manifestations. Now that we've laid the groundwork, let's dive deeper into how this powerful phrase actually works. It's not just about repeating words, it's about understanding the mechanism behind them and how they interact with your mind and the universe. At its core, this phrase is a tool for reprogramming your subconscious mind. Our subconscious is like a powerful computer that runs most of our life on autopilot. It's filled with beliefs, habits, and patterns that we've picked up throughout our lives. Some of these serve us well, but others might be holding us back without us even realizing it. When you use this phrase consistently and with feeling, you're essentially giving your subconscious mind a new program to run. You're telling it, this is what we believe now. This is our new reality. And because the subconscious doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined, it starts to accept this new reality as truth. This is where the magic starts to happen. As your subconscious mind aligns with your new beliefs, it begins to influence your thoughts, feelings, and actions in subtle but powerful ways. You might start noticing opportunities you would have missed before. You might feel more confident and take actions that bring you closer to your goals. You might even find yourself naturally making better decisions without having to think about it consciously. But it doesn't stop there. Remember, we're working with energy here. As your internal vibration changes to match your new beliefs, you start to resonate at a different frequency. And according to the law of attraction, like attracts like, so you begin to attract people, circumstances, and opportunities that match your new vibration. It's like tuning a radio to a different station. At first, you might just get static as you move away from the old frequency. But if you keep tuning, eventually you'll start to pick up the new station more and more clearly. That's what's happening as you use this phrase. You're tuning yourself to a new frequency of abundance and possibility. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds great, but what if it doesn't work for me? What if I'm just not good at this kind of thing? These doubts are completely normal, and addressing them is a crucial part of making this practice work for you. First, let's talk about the doubt itself. Doubt is essentially a form of negative belief. It's your mind saying, this isn't possible, or this won't work for me. And remember, our beliefs shape our reality. So if you're constantly doubting, you're actually creating resistance to the very thing you're trying to attract. The key here is not to try to eliminate doubt completely. That's often unrealistic, especially when you're just starting out. Instead, acknowledge your doubts when they come up, but don't give them power. You can even say to yourself, I notice I'm having some doubts, and that's okay. I choose to focus on possibility instead. Another common form of resistance is the feeling that you don't deserve abundance or success. This often stems from deep-seated beliefs about our own worth. If this resonates with you, it's important to work on your self-worth alongside using the phrase. Remember, abundance is your birthright. You don't have to earn it or prove yourself worthy of it. Sometimes, resistance can show up as fear of change. Even if we're not happy with our current situation, it's familiar. The unknown can be scary. If you notice this fear coming up, remind yourself that change is a natural part of life. Growth and expansion are what you're here for. Another form of resistance is impatience. We live in a world of instant gratification, and it can be frustrating when things don't change overnight. Remember, you're working with energy and creating new patterns in your life. This takes time. Trust the process and enjoy the journey. Lastly, some people experience resistance in the form of guilt or worry about taking from others. Remember, abundance is not a limited resource. By attracting more abundance into your life, you're not taking away from anyone else. In fact, the more abundant you become, the more you can give and contribute to others. Now that we've addressed some common obstacles, let's talk about how you can amplify the power of this phrase and really supercharge your results. One powerful way to boost the effectiveness of your phrase is to combine it with visualization. As you say the words, create a vivid mental picture of what you're trying to attract. Use all your senses. What do you see, hear, feel, smell, or taste in this vision of your desired reality? The more real you can make it in your mind, the more powerful the effect will be. Another technique is to use emotional intensity. The universe responds to the energy of your emotions more than the words themselves. So as you say your phrase, really feel the joy, excitement, and gratitude of already having what you desire. Let that feeling fill your entire body. The stronger the emotion, the stronger the signal you're sending out to the universe. You can also amplify the power of your phrase by using it in conjunction with other spiritual or personal growth practices. For example, you could incorporate it into your meditation practice, saying it silently to yourself as you sit in stillness. Or you could use it as a mantra during yoga, syncing it with your breath. Writing is another powerful tool. Try writing your phrase in a journal every day, really taking the time to connect with the words as you write them. You could even create a vision board that represents what you're trying to attract and say your phrase as you look at it each day. Physical action is also important. While the phrase works on an energetic level, it's crucial to back it up with aligned action in the physical world. Ask yourself, if I already had this abundance or achievement, what would I be doing differently? Then start taking those actions, even in small ways. Another way to amplify the power of your phrase is through repetition. The more you use it, the more it becomes ingrained in your subconscious mind. Some people like to set reminders on their phone to say their phrase multiple times throughout the day. Others write it on sticky notes and place them around their home or workspace. Lastly, consider the power of group energy. Sharing your intentions with supportive friends or joining a group of like-minded individuals can create a powerful collective energy that amplifies your individual efforts. You could start a mastermind group or join online communities focused on manifestation and the law of attraction. Remember, the key to amplifying the power of your phrase is to make it a living, breathing part of your daily life. It's not just about saying the words. It's about embodying the energy and essence of what you're trying to create. The more you can integrate it into different aspects of your life, the more powerful it becomes. To truly understand the power of this phrase, let's look at some real-life success stories from people who have used it to transform their lives. Take Sarah, for example. She had been struggling financially for years, living paycheck to paycheck and constantly stressed about money. When she learned about this phrase, she decided to give it a try, even though she was skeptical at first. Every morning and night, she would say the phrase, really focusing on the feeling of abundance and financial security. At first, nothing seemed to change, but Sarah kept at it trusting the process. After a few weeks, she noticed she was feeling more positive about money in general. She started making smarter financial decisions without even really thinking about it. Then, out of the blue, she got a call from an old colleague offering her a job with a much higher salary. Within a few months, Sarah had not only paid off her debts, but was actually saving money for the first time in her life. Then there's Michael, who had always dreamed of traveling the world, but never thought he could afford it. He started using the phrase, visualizing himself in all the places he wanted to visit. He'd close his eyes and imagine the sights, sounds, and smells of exotic locations. To his amazement, opportunities started popping up. A friend offered him a place to stay in Europe, cutting his travel costs significantly. He won a contest for a free flight, and most surprisingly, he got a job offer that involved international travel. Lisa's story is equally inspiring. After a difficult breakup, she had been single for years and was starting to lose hope of finding a loving partner. She began using the phrase, focusing on feeling loved and in a happy relationship. At first it felt a bit silly, but she kept at it. Gradually, she noticed she was feeling more confident and happy on her own. She started attracting more positive people into her life in general. And then, when she least expected it, she met someone who was everything she had been hoping for. These stories show that this phrase can work for all areas of life: finances, career, relationships, personal growth, and more. The key is to use it consistently and with real feeling, and to stay open to how your desires might manifest. While using this phrase can lead to amazing results, it's important to acknowledge that challenges can and will come up along the way. Let's talk about some common obstacles and how to overcome them. One of the biggest challenges people face is maintaining consistency. It's easy to get excited and use the phrase diligently for a few days or even weeks, but then life gets busy and the practice falls by the wayside. To overcome this, try integrating the phrase into your existing routines. Say it while you're brushing your teeth or set a reminder on your phone. The key is to make it a non-negotiable part of your day, like eating or sleeping. Another common challenge is dealing with setbacks or apparent lack of progress. You might be using the phrase regularly but not seeing the results you want. This can be discouraging. Remember, change often happens gradually and in ways we might not immediately recognize. Keep a journal to track small, positive changes in your life. Celebrate these small wins. They're signs that you're on the right track. Doubt is another big obstacle. It's natural for our logical minds to question this process, especially if we've been conditioned to believe that life is hard and good, things don't come easily. When doubt creeps in, remind yourself of times in your life when good things have happened unexpectedly. Also, look back at the success stories of others for inspiration. Sometimes the challenge comes from those around us. Not everyone will understand or support what you're doing. They might scoff at the idea or try to discourage you. In these situations, it's important to protect your energy. You don't need to explain or justify your practice to anyone. Consider finding a community of like-minded individuals who can offer support and encouragement. Impatience can also be a significant hurdle. We live in a world of instant gratification, and it can be frustrating when things don't change overnight. Remember, you're working with energy and creating new patterns in your life. This takes time. Trust the process and enjoy the journey. Often the growth and learning that happen along the way are just as valuable as reaching the goal itself. Lastly, some people struggle with feeling worthy of receiving what they're asking for. This often stems from deep-seated beliefs about our own value. If this resonates with you, consider adding affirmations about your self-worth to your practice. Remember, abundance is your birthright. You don't have to earn it or prove yourself worthy of it. Now that we've covered the power of the phrase and how to overcome challenges, let's talk about how to fully integrate this practice into your daily life for maximum impact. Start by choosing specific times each day to use your phrase. Many people find that first thing in the morning and last thing at night work well, as these are times when your subconscious mind is most receptive. But find what works best for you. Maybe it's during your lunch break or while you're commuting. Create a ritual around your practice. This could be as simple as taking a few deep breaths before you say your phrase, or as elaborate as lighting a candle and sitting in a special place. The ritual helps signal to your mind that it's time to focus and can make the practice more powerful. Consider writing your phrase down as well as saying it out loud. There's something powerful about putting pen to paper that can help reinforce your intentions. You could keep a special journal just for this purpose. Use visual reminders throughout your day. Write your phrase on sticky notes and place them where you'll see them often, on your bathroom mirror, your computer screen, or your car dashboard. These serve as gentle reminders and help keep your intention at the forefront of your mind. Try incorporating your phrase into other activities. Say it silently to yourself while you're exercising, doing household chores, or waiting in line. This helps reinforce the habit and keeps your energy aligned throughout the day. Use technology to your advantage. Set reminders on your phone to prompt you to say your phrase at different times during the day. You could even record yourself saying the phrase and listen to it while you're doing other activities. Practice mindfulness throughout your day. Notice when opportunities or experiences arise that align with what you're trying to attract. Acknowledge these as signs that your practice is working. Be open to inspired action. As you use your phrase, you might feel prompted to take certain actions. Trust these intuitive nudges. They're often the universe guiding you towards your goals. Lastly, make it a point to express gratitude regularly. Gratitude raises your vibration and puts you in a better position to receive more good things. Each night, take a moment to appreciate the positive changes and experiences in your life, no matter how small. Remember, the goal is to make this phrase and the energy behind it a natural, integrated part of your daily life. It's not about perfection, but about consistent practice and alignment. As we wrap up this exploration of Neville Goddard's powerful phrase and the law of attraction, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've discovered that words have incredible power, not just in how they're spoken, but in how they're felt and believed. This simple phrase, when used correctly, can unlock a world of abundance and possibility in your life. It's a tool for reprogramming your subconscious mind and aligning your energy with what you want to attract. We've seen how this principle works on both a spiritual and scientific level, tapping into the quantum field of infinite possibility. We've explored practical ways to use the phrase effectively, from visualization techniques to creating daily rituals. We've also addressed common challenges and how to overcome them, recognizing that this is a journey that requires patience, consistency, and trust in the process. The real-life success stories we've shared demonstrate that this isn't just theory. It's a practical tool that has transformed lives. Remember, the key to making this work is integration. It's not about perfectly reciting a phrase, but about embodying the energy of what you want to create. It's about aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your desires. As you move forward with this practice, be gentle with yourself. Celebrate small victories and trust that bigger changes are unfolding, even if you can't see them yet. Stay open to the ways in which abundance might show up in your life. It often comes in unexpected forms. Most importantly, Enjoy the journey. The process of using this phrase and aligning with abundance is a beautiful opportunity for self-discovery and growth. As you transform your inner world, you'll find your outer world changing to match. Remember, you have the power to create the life you desire. This phrase is simply a tool to help you tap into that power. Use it wisely, use it consistently, and watch as your life transforms in amazing ways. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Neville Goddard's powerful phrase and the law of attraction. I encourage you to start using this tool today and see how it can unlock abundance in your own life. Here's to your journey of growth, transformation, and unlimited possibility.